The night pressed in around them, thick, humid, and strangely hollow. Though the shed was dark, Bill could still make out the shape of Maria curled against the wall, her shoulders trembling. Her breath hitched in uneven bursts. She tried to hide her face, but he could hear the quiet sobs she couldn't contain. "Maria, you're in a poor state. I just want to make sure you're all right. What do you want? I'm concerned about your well-being." Maria let out a shaky laugh, one without any joy. "I've heard that phrase since I was a child. But things never get better. It's always something. Always this happening. And that happening." Her voice cracked. Then silence swallowed the shed. From somewhere far off, dogs barked, sharp, frantic bursts that echoed through the night. A car sped past on the distant road, its engine roaring before fading into the darkness again. Maria wiped her face with the back of her hand. "You said, what is your name again?" "Bill," he answered. She nodded faintly, as if trying to anchor herself to the sound of his voice. Bill didn't move closer. He didn't press her. He simply waited, still, patient, listening. He knew that sometimes silence was the only doorway someone could walk through. Minutes passed. Only the faint barking of dogs and the shuffle of distant footsteps filled the air. Finally, Maria whispered, "I don't know what's wrong with him." Her voice trembled. "He was such a good, loving man. He was—" She broke again, the words dissolving into sobs. Bill lowered his head slightly, acknowledging her pain without intruding on it. Maria hugged her arms around herself. "Everything is just not right. I'm tired, 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 tired." Her knees buckled and she sank toward the floor. Bill stepped forward quickly but gently, catching her before she collapsed completely. "It's all right," he murmured, steadying her. "You're safe. I've got you." He helped her stand, guiding her out of the shed and into the open air. The night breeze brushed against her damp cheeks. She looked small, fragile, like someone who had been carrying a weight far too heavy for far too long. "I saw you standing by the curb earlier," Bill said quietly. "That spot isn't safe at this hour. What were you thinking?" Maria stared at the ground. Her voice was barely audible. "I'm scared." Bill didn't ask of what. He didn't need to. The fear was written all over her, etched into her posture, her trembling hands, the way her eyes darted toward the shadows as if expecting something, or someone, to emerge. He simply stood beside her, a calm presence in the middle of her storm. Maria's voice faded into the night, her final, "I'm scared," hanging in the air like a fragile thread. Bill kept one steady hand on her shoulder, grounding her as she trembled. The street was quiet now, too quiet. Even the dogs had stopped barking. A cold breeze swept through the alley, carrying with it a faint metallic scent. Bill noticed it first. He lifted his head slightly, eyes narrowing toward the darkness beyond the curb. Maria felt him tense. What is it?" Bill didn't answer right away. His gaze stayed fixed on the far end of the street where a shadow shifted, slow, deliberate, almost watching. The hairs on Maria's arms rose. Bill stepped subtly in front of her, protective without making it obvious. "Stay close." A distant engine rumbled to life. Headlights flickered on for a split second, then vanished as quickly as they appeared, swallowed by the night. Maria's breath caught. "Bill, someone was there." "I know," he said quietly, and they weren't just passing by. For a moment, neither of them moved. The night felt heavier, as if holding its breath. Bill finally turned to her, voice low. "Maria, we need to get you somewhere safe, right now." She nodded, but her eyes drifted back toward the darkness, toward the place where the shadow had been. The silence returned, thick and unsettling.